It's summer 2019, and the Channel Tunnel has reached a crucial junction.
He looks like he's just come off of Love Island.
As its 25th anniversary celebrations collide with the uncertainty of Brexit. But one thing is certain. This is a momentous year. As one era ends...
What happened at Eurotunnel stays in Eurotunnel.
and another begins at the longest undersea tunnel in the world.
Right, everybody out your cars!
For 200 years, people dreamed up all kinds of tunnel visions for connecting the UK to mainland Europe. They foresaw France and Britain working together to make it happen. They imagined trains travelling back and forth between Paris and London. They even anticipated the finer points of the debate between Remainers and Leavers.
Can you swim?
Yeah.
Oh no, the shutters have gone down as well.
What was once a Channel Tunnel dream has been a Eurotunnel reality since 1994.
How many do they get on?
Oh, you're going to be impressed. I mean, this is a big operation.
Eurotunnel runs the busiest railway system in the world, with up to 400 trains a day taking the submarine route between the UK and continental Europe.
Are we going on an actual train?
No, it's a submarine.
It's a submarine! Shut up! No, it's not a submarine.
It's a train.
It is a train.
But the trains don't just go between London and Paris, and they don't just carry foot passengers. They carry lorries, coaches, vans.
Good morning. It's his first time driving.
And lots of very expensive cars.
I tell you who I feel sorry for, all the people that don't know this is Le Mans weekend.
Yeah, don't realise.
On the eve of the famous 24-hour Le Mans endurance race, a wealth of sports cars has arrived at the Folkestone terminal. But getting to the trains is turning into an endurance test of its own. Because French border control is doing 100% passport checks, and that's causing gridlock all the way back to the car park.
Good morning.
And all the way back to the check-in. So passenger coordinator Sarah Smith
Behind that Audi, sir, please. Thank you.
is doing her best to keep things moving.
Hello, sir. We'll just get this line moving here. And, oh, he's going to go there, so you can just follow that one or the red one. It's entirely up to you. Oh, that's a bit tight. Oops.
It's quite possibly the world's most expensive traffic jam, so the allocation lanes for the trains are almost empty.
How disappointing.
Meanwhile, up in the terminal control centre, the information screens have also jammed.
Hi, it's TCC. Yeah, our screens, it's still not responding from here.
So for Supervisor Sarah Crowther and allocator Guy Waldham, it's a waiting game.
The system's shown 4 letters, please proceed. 4 letters can't get out the car park at the moment. We need to do it manually and just call letters one at a time. My mug is very relevant today. Some days, the best thing about my job is that my chair spins.
The best thing about Sarah Smith's job today is that she can tick revving a supercar engine like mad off her bucket list.
I love it. Doesn't it just sound delicious? I've got my own Ferrari.
After going nowhere fast, there's a multi-million-pound convoy on its way to the trains, just in time. And at the terminal control centre, the screens are working again. And with traffic moving through the lanes, Sarah and Guy can do some window shopping of their own.
Guy, you'd look better in one of them than this man does.
I'd say that's a compliment.
You can't get much shopping in one of them, though, can you? Guy, when we win the lottery, we'll both buy one.
Shall we?
Park out here and do an early shift before we say, sorry, we're leaving.
Yeah, good shout. Go on, put your foot down, son.
These may be some of the fastest road cars in the world, but on the Eurotunnel shuttles, they only go as fast as every other car. 140 kilometres an hour. The fastest way through the tunnel is on foot, as a foot passenger on the high-speed Eurostar trains.
I'm on the train.
Yeah.
I've got a seat.
Yeah.
And that's the important thing.
Thanks, well, if you need anything during the journey, just give one of us a shout.
Eurostars go under the sea at 160 kilometres an hour, going from London to Paris in 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Merci. Bonne journée. À bientôt.
But while Eurostar drivers do it quicker, no one goes through the Channel Tunnel more often than a driver of a Eurotunnel shuttle. It's March 2019, and 150 applicants are facing 4 quickfire exams to see if they've got what it takes to drive the Eurotunnel locomotives. They'll be tested on coordination, memory, concentration, and ability to listen.
We're looking for 12 drivers, so to normally get 12 people passed through all the tests, we test about 150.
Andy White is the Alan Sugar of these auditions.
The pass rate is, for us, is somewhere around 10%, so about a 90% failure rate.
His blue folders make you a Eurotunnel apprentice. His yellow folders spell doom.
So we've got 5 folders, so unfortunately 5 people are going to have to go home now and not continue in the process.
If they came out with the yellow folder under their arm, that meant someone was going home, and you all just prayed that it wasn't you.
Every time he comes out with the yellow folders, you think, oh God, am I in that yellow folder pile?
OK, we just all line up, stand over there for us, that'll be...
At the end of a tough day, 5 would-be apprentices are about to learn their fate.
Well, congratulations for getting through this far, guys. I'd like to say, let you all know you've all done really well and you've all managed to pass the final test of the day. So you will now move on to the next stage, which will be another day of testing, which I believe is going to be in a couple of weeks. So congratulations, and just watch out for the letters coming through to advise you of the next testing days. All right, well done. Well done.
6 months of testing times lie ahead, but the prize at the end is to get to sit at the controls of 800-metre-long trains and drive on the world's biggest train set. It'll be a steep learning curve, and a winding one too, because the tunnel doesn't go in a straight line. It bends and weaves through a layer of Cretaceous chalk marl, its route dictated by the zigzag geology of the seabed, as new drivers Tash Speed and Steve Clark know well after several months of undersea voyages.
You don't just go down and then come back up. There's different points where we sort of go like this, the tunnel goes like this as well.
It's accelerating and decelerating at different points, because obviously the tunnel is like a roller coaster.
Oh, we're bending. That was weird. I didn't like that. I can see the whole train.
The whole train going like...
Wow.
You can be going downhill, uphill, but the steepest gradients are coming in and out of the tunnel, and that's where it's at its steepest point, because that's when they get us going right down before we start doing all the weaving around.
Thanks to gravity, when the trains go downhill, they use regenerative braking, which means the motors reverse and become a kind of dynamo, pushing electricity back into the overhead power cables.
We are actually under the water now. In 5 kilometres, we'll be reaching midpoint, which is where we pass from the English side into the French side.
But on the steep uphill bits, both locomotives are at 100% power, drawing 7 megawatts each to get 3,000 tonnes of train up a 1 in 90 gradient.
Oh, look, here we are!
Yay! Bonjour!
Oh, hello! Head, Hannah. Move your drink, because otherwise it's going to go everywhere. Right. Hi! Bonjour!
In France, Eurotunnel shuttles go round an anti-clockwise loop to the platforms. But in the UK, the loop goes clockwise to equalise wear on the train's wheels. And these giant silver machines keep going round and around, as long as the power keeps flowing through the overhead electric lines known as catenary. It's Mark Cornwall's job to make sure the tunnel catenary keeps buzzing with 25,000 volts. And his new system of looking for faults using cameras on top of a van has shown signs of burning on the section insulators at the UK crossover. So tonight, Mark's in the tunnel to replace them.
As soon as we picked it up, we're straight in here to change them over. Before we have a problem.
A crossover is where trains can cross from one tunnel to the other, and from one power supply to another. The section insulators separate sections of catenary with different power supplies. So if they fail, 2 running tunnels can quickly be reduced to just 1.
As you can see, we've had some burning along here, but you're better off changing them out now rather than waiting until it actually fails.
Using a hydraulic jack, they take up the tension between the 2 cables.
It locks in between the bolts, it takes up the tension, the SI comes out, that's it. The new one goes in. We'll check it's flat, and then we'll check out the takeoff on it. That's perfect.
New section insulators in place, Mark's works train raises its pantograph to test the contact between train and power supply. Train drivers often call pantographs pants, so you raise your pants and you drop your pants. This is the kind of detail the new driver trainees will have to get to grips with over the coming weeks, because this is day 1 of the trainee shuttle drivers course at the Eurotunnel School of Traincraft and Tunnelology.
11 different modules that we will be studying in the next 4 weeks.
This is where the fun really begins.
If I give you the objective of the reference instruction, is to compile an inventory of the actions that must be memorised so that they can become reflex actions. You are expected to know this reference instruction.
For his 12 apprentices, instructor Tim Goff has put together a summer of unput-downable page-turners, including the electric power supply, the epic tunnels and their equipment, and the unforgettable braking system.
Just to give you some flavour of where we're going to be going in the next few months.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, I read quite a bit, but that's just information. That's like reading the dictionary.
But first, they're going to need to upgrade their wardrobes.
That's beautiful, that is.
I don't know actually how it's supposed to go.
I've got a few smalls as well to make me pop after I've hit the gym.
It's one thing to look like a train driver, but another thing to actually drive an underwater train. And the safest way to start is at the Eurotunnel simulator, where the only thing you can crash is a computer.
Check boards and everything. Everything's all good there.
First into the hot seat is George Smith, setting off from virtual Folkestone, with Tim and the rest of the apprentices watching his every move on a big screen. No pressure then.
So no sooner is George going to get up to the speed of 140, then he's going to get a rude awakening. He's gone for the secondary back pedal. So if we watch George now, he's going to get block reds, which means it's not safe to continue. Oh. Pans, pans, pans. Oh, yeah, 6 seconds he was in.
It was a close call, but George dropped his pants just in time.
Dope.
Next up, Danielle Pinfold.
I wonder what they're going to do to me.
Danielle's got a simulated fire to contend with and has to make it to a safe zone.
Fabulous. Can't get the phone
can you confirm safe for you?
Yes, safe for you, confirmed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, see, she's hit the smoke.
If she stops in the right place, her virtual passengers can get safely off the train and quickly into the smoke-free air of the service tunnel.
She should hopefully be stopping perfectly with the diamond.
There's more people on the track.
So everyone's evacuating down the wrong side.
Finally, keeping it real all the way to computer-generated Calais, it's Dave Sinstead.
Get some speed up.
Should have a bit of fun and take his brakes away when he's stopping on the platform.
Yeah. Is that a bit of fun?
Get. He told me he wasn't going to be horrible to me, but he lied. Oh.
The virtual locomotives are easy to put right with a quick computer reset. But if a real shuttle needs repairs, it comes here. To the terminal in France, and the biggest train shed in the world. This is where engines get an overhaul, brakes get replaced, and technicians keep fit, just getting from one end of the shed to the other. The British terminal has a train shed too. Well, more of a lean-to, really. Home to Eurotunnel's fabricator welders, Rocket Ronnie Taylor and Metal Mickey Bates. Their shed may not be as impressive as the French shed, but pound for pound it might be the most productive shed in the world. Despite the fact that Mick and Ronnie are like chalk and fromage, because Mick is messy and loves heavy metal.
Probably Hawkwind's the main band. I've seen him over 100 times.
Mick, I'm just returning your spanners that I borrowed.
While Ronnie is tidy.
Oh, thanks, Roy. You're the only one that does.
And loves his ears.
I religiously always wear ear protection because I'm terrified of ever becoming deaf, not being able to hear things.
Which is probably why I'm deaf. Well, plus, in fact, I've seen Motorhead about 50 times.
I like to have everything clean and tidy.
Well, you want to see my house.
Oh, I don't want to see your house.
we are opposites when it comes to that, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm from Venus.
There's almost nothing they can't make or fix here.
Bit of a problem here.
There's no such thing as a problem, Mick.
No.
And today they're welding components for the new battery-powered works trains that will soon replace the old diesel ones. Times are changing, and they're not getting any younger, but neither one of these silver-haired machinists is ready to hang up his helmet just yet.
I don't know what I'm going to do when I retire, because I will miss this. I love every minute of it. I mean, it's just lovely. And I get paid for doing it, you know? It's like, you know, I get paid for doing something I enjoy doing. It's a win-win situation. Is there any left for me?
In Calais, allocation coordinator Didier Burdin still has many years to go before his retirement. But one of his British colleagues is about to call it a day. So Didier has a very specific cake order to fulfill on his way to work in Folkestone.
Bonjour.
It's 20,000 calories under the sea. But on arrival in England, Didier makes a shocking discovery.
There's one missing.
He's one cake short of a patisserie. And the missing chocolate cake is the favourite of soon-to-be retired Penny Robinson.
I am an upset woman.
I didn't know what it was a favourite cake, but now we know.
It's a mistake Didier won't make again, because Penny will be retired next time he comes back, having devoted her whole working life to cross-channel transport.
I've worked for the hovercraft, the Sea Cats, at Pinot Ferries, so I've been over, under and across this bit of water. What else is there left to do? Oh my God, how many calories in that?
Yeah, no, I don't think.
The only thing she can do, have someone else's cake and eat it.
Didier, you are forgiven. He's not listening to me. Really good. Really good.
Eurotunnel is all about comings and goings. And while some staff prepare for a quieter life, the new driver recruits are stepping up their simulator training. But drivers also have to work as a guard or chef de train, looking after passengers. And part of their training for that role happens here, in the smoke simulator, a kind of time tunnel where everything is as it was when it was set up in 1994. The cars are classics.
We haven't got a door handle. It's out the window, apparently.
And so are the adverts.
What's FF per litre?
French francs.
French francs? Bit before my time.
But before anyone can dwell on what life was like before the Euro, Andy is going to turn up the heat. A fire inside a tunnel is a bad combination.
We're evacuating into the tunnel!
And it's the chef de train's job to get everyone out of the train as soon as possible.
Anyone follow me this way, please? Following out to the left.
And quickly into the service tunnel, a safe haven where high-pressure air keeps smoke out.
Follow me this way!
Back in the future, and in the fresh air of Folkestone, there's no smoke and no fire. But it is the hottest July on record. And it's the busiest day of the year at the UK terminal. Up in the terminal control centre, the view is bumper-to-bumper cars, because today more than 10,000 are booked for an undersea crossing to France.
I want these lanes full, all shift.
Cameron, you got vehicles on the bridge for the next train?
They call this No Tarmac Day, because any tarmac between the cars means someone has made a mistake. So Sarah Crowther has to keep her team firmly in line.
Yeah, something's gone a bit wrong there, because these lanes were nearly empty. They should never, ever be empty on a 10,000 day. And then there's quite a lot trying to get out the car park at the moment.
Down on the platforms, boarding facilitator Simeon is under strict instructions to find a space for every car and a car for every space.
That's done. So we topped up. That was the result. We put extra vehicles onto this this train, so it's good.
But has he done enough to please her upstairs?
TCC?
Have we caught up at all, or are we still behind?
We are going to catch up on the double deck very shortly, because over the next hour the double deck traffic dies right off.
All right then, thank you. Bye.
And there's a reason why Sarah can be particularly firm with Simeon.
My lovely wife.
He hasn't texted me moaning, so everything must be okay today.
The day has been stressful but successful, and between them, Eurotunnel and the Crowthers have sent 10,200 cars on their way to France.
So this is the actual slow lane. So the right lane is the slow lane and the left lane is the thingy lane. I'm going to put my sunglasses on now. Okay. Because I can't actually see properly, if that's okay. Oh, can you clean them for me? Yeah.
It's D-Day for the driver trainees.
Oh, a bit windy out there.
After 2 months training, it's time to drive a real train through a real tunnel with a real supervisor beside them. Today, Danielle is driving to France.
It feels surreal Like, I wouldn't have thought that 2 months ago when I started, when that big book was thrown in front of me, I thought, oh, I'm never going to be able to do this. And to be halfway through, it feels amazing.
And George is driving to Folkestone, about to appreciate the full weight of his responsibilities.
3,147 tonnes. A lot of weight that I'm pulling then.
After all the stress of the simulator, it's a big thing to complete your first undersea drive.
I've never been able to say that I'm really proud of myself before this point, and I think I've earned the right to say that I'm proud of myself.
I'm happy with it. The lorry's getting offloaded now, so I must be in the right place. It's a learning curve, isn't it? It's the first day, it's all good. Yeah.
This is just the beginning for George and Danielle. But it's the end of the line for Penny, and she couldn't be happier.
7-day weekends from now on. No more shifts. Oh, baby, go. Oh, how lovely to see you. I love working with you.
And although Didier couldn't be here, he has sent Penny's favourite cake.
Oh, he knows me so well. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Mesdames, messieurs, votre attention, s'il vous plaît. As they say, never mind Brexit. This is Penn's Pexit.
Do you reckon they'll rename it after we come out of Brexit?
What would you call that?
The name will stick.
British Tunnel.
Hi, my name's John Keefe.
Eurotunnel will not be changing its name after Brexit.
I'm Director of Public Affairs for Eurotunnel.
But it has made £13 million of investments in new technology and a lorry park in France to keep on trucking in a post-Brexit world.
And this is to show the world's press that we are genuinely ready. It's not just something we're saying.
And John Keefe believes that dealing with Brexit is simply dealing with change. And they've been doing that since the very beginning.
We were a construction company to begin with. We were digging a tunnel. Then we became a new company trying to understand how to run a tunnel and how to run a railway service that became the busiest railway service in the world. Older generations are moving on, younger generations are coming through. So whilst it's been the same company over 25 years, it's never been the same company over 25 years. And the future will always be different to what we're doing today. But exactly what it will be, I think that's the joy of working in an environment like this. You only find out when you get there.
Come on, let's go. Got things to do.